Hey beautiful people, I'm Crystal.
I'm Brian.
And we're Vanhalla Adventures.
And this is our van tour. Come check it out.
In 2019, we sold almost everything we owned, packed up what we had left, and hit the road to build our van at my parents' house. What we thought would only take 3 months took us 9 long months and a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears to build in the damp, soggy weather of the Pacific Northwest. With the help of a few friends, we finally hit the road in August of 2020, and we've been traveling around and hiking ever since. This is our beautiful baby, Beatrice, the white whale. She's a 2019 Dodge Ram Promaster. We got her when she only had 10 miles on her, and she is front wheel drive, and she is one sexy mama. Before we head inside, be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with our adventures and other van life tips and advice from the road. Let's see what's going on inside the van.
Hey, welcome to the cab. Come on in. And here I have my collection of COVID masks. And my favorite part up here is my light switches that I put in, which turn the lights on outside. I have a LED bar on the front, on each side, and on the back. It lights it up like a stadium. Another thing we added was this nice curtain, and it rolls up. We want it can slide back and forth. But it's nice divider from the cab to not see all this up here. And another feature, our last feature up here, is the swivel chair in the passenger seat. This clamp, spin it around like so. And there you go.
Ours is a little squeaky, obviously.
I think we need a little grease down there.
This is my favorite part of our entire van, and it's the kitchen. The slab that we have here is actually a hemlock slab, and this is one full piece. And then this comes out of the sink, and this is our cutting board, so we don't cut on the rest of the counter. And then every van lifer needs this. So this was something we bought to use as a colander, which pops out again. Oh, so it pops out as a colander, but we actually use it as a drying station for our dishes. So this has definitely been a space-saving idea of how we did this, and I wouldn't change anything about it. We took the end slab, this piece, and we cut it off the back because I knew that I wanted to have an area for fruits and vegetables, and to also have herbal infusions and maybe some plants and stuff like that. That wasn't gonna get in the way when we were cooking. So we made this herbal, fruit, vegetable trough. That's what you call it.
Another good feature in the kitchen is the max air fan. It is a must-have. This can suck the air out or it can blow air in. It's great for cooking when you're cooking, especially us because we have a butane propane stove, so we need to like ventilate the place while we cook, obviously. But this thing is powerful.
So we have a swivel faucet, just like kind of everybody else does, and also this detachment. So this is already filtered water, but then we have another filtration system. We just wanted to double our filtration, and this is for drinking water right here. So if there's non-potable water, we can still fill our water tank with it. These are some of our spices and herbs that we use regularly. There's a ton of them here. There's 2 rows of these bigger jars and then 1 row of these smaller jars. And then if we look up here, this is our mason jar, tincture, capsule area, tea area. So we have a bunch of stuff that we just keep on hand, like beans, coconut flakes, chickpea flour, some herbs, spices, and then some of our personal things that we take every single day. But we wanted to make sure we could stack stuff. So even if we weren't going to use mason jars, we can stack a lot easier because of this second area.
We installed gas struts on each side of the cabinet here. That keeps the cabinet door open. And we also have 2 latches. I put 2 in here just to reinforce it because we have a lot of glass in here. When you're off-road and you're going over bumps, like all that weight just kind of knocks open this cabinet. At least it did that one time. So I put a second latch on here, so we haven't had a problem since.
These are our other kitchen cabinets. They're pretty big. So just like random soft stuff, tamari, apple cider vinegar, things that we use a lot, and also our teacups. We also have a citrus juicer and our Vitamix. So we make smoothies with it all the time. And then we have our other kitchen cabinet, which is basically cups, plates, mixing bowls, and our cookware.
A plus to having this wall here is we made a little cubby space behind the driver's seat to put like our brooms, mops, and some extra shoes and stuff. Very important to have a broom in your van, because you will use it 10 times a day for this one little space right here.
This is a decision that took me a long time, because originally I thought we weren't going to be able to use regular tile, we're going to have to use vinyl, and it was getting really confusing. But we realized a lot of people in vans, they said their tile didn't break. It was something we were a little worried about, but so far it's been good. So we just went with a regular subway tile. I'm pretty proud of this, because this is part of the van that I actually did with our friend Miro. So shout out to Miro for showing me how to grout. I think that's what it's called, how to do some grout work. So shout out to Miro for helping me, teaching me how to do this.
So right here we have a couple switches. One is for the gray tank, and we can turn this on and off with an electric ball valve that's attached to our gray tank outside. So when we're in the appropriate area, turn this on and our 11 gallons of gray water tank empty out. Other switch here is for our Nature's Head toilet, which has a fan that's constantly running 24/7 inside the toilet. And that hose, that fan, sucks out all the poopy air, so that's why it never smells in here. But when we take a shower, we have to remove the toilet and unhook that wire. I didn't want to have like a live wire just hanging around the shower while we're showering, so I added this switch so I can turn off that power. Just a little extra bunch feature.
We put a bunch of different like little nooks around the van, so if I wanted a plant or wanted books, we had an area to do it. So this little area houses our plant that he's actually doing pretty good. Not bad. I thought he was kind of on his way out, but he's definitely come back.
Welcome to our entryway. Here we have our carbon monoxide monitor station. Now that we have propane and butane stove, this is good to have to make sure you're safe. And we have two dimmer switches. One is for our under cabinet lighting, and the second is for our ceiling lights. We use puck lights and LED strips under the cabinets. We have a couple nice hooks here, just like storing shirts or jackets, and you can fold them up and down, you know, poke your eyeball out. Here we have our little storage loft, which we have yoga mats, our window covers, and just a couple other random things.
You don't have a lot of room in a van, so you really have to think about the things that are going to matter, but this is one of those things we don't necessarily need, but definitely wanted to bring. So there is your moment of peace for the day. These are our beautiful cabinetry, but we went with this kind of retro green because Brian and I are both into retro and vintage stuff quite a bit. And then down here, this is our garbage. We custom made this so it would actually fit this size garbage can. We have our first aid kit down here, cleaner, just stuff like that, and our filtration system. And that is our fridge. So we have a Dometic what does it be? It's our Dometic
CFX 65DZ.
Yes, that is what it is. And it is a fridge and freezer. As you can see, we just have a ton of stuff in here. And then we have a freezer, which is packed because we make smoothies every single day. So we have a lot of fruit that we go through. Now, the reason we went with this kind rather than the regular stand-up is because we knew we were going to be able to fill it, versus if you open the door on the other ones, things could just come piling out and falling everywhere. It just shuts and goes back into here. Voila. So to cook, we wanted to make most of this slab area, which is why we decided not to actually put our burner on the top. We decided to go with something that could actually stay in a drawer. And originally we had a induction burner that was inside here, but we realized it pulled way too much power. So we switched it out for this sweet little number. Let's see if I can get it out. So this is a propane / butane stove. And so we actually keep it in here when we cook. So we just flip this over, put the butane in, turn it on. It works amazingly well. And you can take this outside.
So under the passenger seat, we have a Webasto heater. It is fueled by our gas tank. We have a tap that taps into our fuel tank, also powered by electricity, the blower. But the combustion section is fueled by our gas tank. So it's a digital control panel. It's over by our bed. I'll show you in a second. And we can set the timer for 3 times a day, 7 days a week of when we want the heater to come on and what temperature we want it to come on. And we have it mounted right above our bed. So when it's cold out, usually we turn the heat on before we get out of bed. This heater's been great. We've been in like super cold weather, like I think as cold as 15 degrees in Stanley, Idaho. And it keeps the van warm. We run it a lot during those cold times, but it keeps the van warm. It does a great job. Oh, hey. So while I'm down here, I might as well tell you about our floor. Underneath the floor is just 1/2-inch plywood for our subfloor. We did not insulate the floor. Regretting that. This flooring, the actual flooring is vinyl flooring. It snaps together. It's designed for a floating system where you just put it on the floor, you don't glue it. But I glued it and snapped it on, and it works great. They say you're not supposed to do that, but I did it anyways, and I'll do it again.
This is our Nook. Brian and I both work full-time while we're on the road, so it was really important for us that we had somewhere where we could work without bumping each other's elbows, because Brian and I already saw that would probably be an issue coming if we were working side by side. And we also wanted to be able to look outside while we were working too, so we weren't enclosed next to the bed. I also wanted a place where not only we could work, but I could also do my makeup. And we also wanted a couch, and we wanted another bed. So this is literally our all-in-one space, and I think this is like pretty unique also to our van as well. We have this table on a lagoon, so it moves around, and this also unhooks to open up into my vanity. So I'm super stoked on this. B did a really good job on this. It also has some beautiful Hollywood lighting, as you can tell, very, very high end, of course. And then it lights up. We noticed when we started driving, it's kind of moving all over, and we got a couple little dents in our cedar. We just latch this in whenever we're about to drive. It is sturdy and it won't come loose. And this also drops and becomes a couch, which Brian is going to show you. And it also becomes a bed, because we thought maybe somebody would want to come traveling with us once in a while. So far, that has not happened yet, but one day we're ready. We're ready for company when they do come.
So as Crystal mentioned, this goes into couch mode, and I'm going to show you to do it right now. Check this out. This comes out. Boom, boom. We have our backing here, here, and here. Couch mode.
These pillows, they're multifunctional. They go on the bed, they work for couch mode, and they store extra clothing. So a little van life tip is we don't have a lot of room for clothing all the time, so we have clothing in them. So there's extra sweaters, like sleep shorts, things like that. So all our pillows, except for the ones we actually sleep on at night, are all multifunctional, so that it's space saving and you can just pull out stuff whenever you need it.
So behind these walls and all the walls and the ceiling, we use insulation. And what we used for insulation was Havelock wool. We wanted to use something that was not toxic. And so we went with the Havelock wool. It was easy to install. Havelock wool, good place. We'll leave a link down below in the comments. Check it out.
I want to do another shout out to the Needle and I up in Chimacum, Washington. So she did these, which are water resistant, stain resistant. They're actually made for outdoor furniture. So these are awesome and they're super comfortable. These are actually on Velcro. So this back comes off and so does this bottom one. And inside we have a bench that opens up. So it's kind of like our, do we have room for the food up in our regular cabins? No, then we just put them down here.
All right, let's talk about the second bench. Inside is where we charge all of our electronics. So we have a couple slots here for our laptops, which I've made some nice little foamy dividers here to keep them safe and tight. And while it's in here, you can actually charge it. I installed an outlet back here. You can't see it right now. And just any other miscellaneous electronics that we have. And we keep it safe and locked.
We have this little guy right here. This is another clothes hook. So we just pop this down. We have our iPad. We'll put on a movie and Brian and I can cozy up on the couch and we can watch movies at night.
And now I'm gonna put it in bed mode. So remove this cushion. Pull out this is for the back support. And we got these things here that we installed, these little guys in there. There's one on either side and then they lock into each other. Flip this around and we got two more on this side. Want to see on that side? Take a look over there. And then these slide in.
You got this.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's basically like a 7-foot long bed. Oh, pretty good.
What would you give this Airbnb? What rating?
5 stars.
5-star Airbnb
Super
rating.
host.
Superhost. Sweet! And for the window covers, we had my beautiful Aunt Janet. Thank you so much. She actually made our window covers.
So an important item to have in your van are these window covers. We bought these from Van Made Gear, but there's magnets in here, along here, and it's insulated. Great for stealth cam. This is a must-have. Close it up. Looks like the lights are out. And we have those for all the windows, except for one, but they're all covered. And it comes with this carry bag too, for storage. Boom, done. So under the driver's seat here is our battery isolator switch. So we have a Blue Sea MLR switch, and what that does is it connects the alternator with the back batteries that power the whole van. So when I'm driving, it charges the battery off the alternator. There's a few different ways to charge the batteries. There's shore power, solar power, and alternator. And the alternator is used a lot when you're not getting a lot of sun outside or shore power to charge your batteries. So another way to do it is when you're driving to your next destination, your batteries are charging while you're driving. So it's a very helpful,
super helpful
tool to have.
Oh, hello. Welcome to our beautiful deluxe shower bathroom area. So we have our compostable toilet down here, and this is a Nature's Head. We are very happy with this purchase. We highly suggest it. No smell whatsoever, unless you let it go for a little bit too long. We have a mirror. So this is actually not glass. I custom ordered this, and I forget what it's made out of, but you can check the link below. So the other part in here that we have is Brian built these amazing shelves, and we probably took an extra week or 2 weeks. How much long was it?
It was like another extra 2 weeks.
An extra 2 weeks. Brian did an amazing job on these. And we also have this. So this is a handheld one, so you can use it wherever you want, or you can just, spell there, or you can just put it up and be ready to go. We saw some people that said they were knocking their handles and the water was turning on when they were using the restroom or when they accidentally hit it. And so we got this European shower mixers, and this works great because you actually have to press a button to turn it for it to turn on. And we do have hot water. So we turn the hot water on and we have enough for definitely a 5-minute shower each. We have 33 gallons of water and we have a 7-gallon water heater, I believe. Is that? Yeah. Brian's nodding his head. Yes. We have a sweet little clothesline that goes across so that when we have wet swimsuits or towels that we can actually put them on the clothesline. we decided to have our friend Sydney, who's an amazing seamstress. Thank you, Sydney. She made this actually shower curtain for us. So I took a blanket that I had from some of my travels in Bali, and she turned it into this beautiful shower curtain. Welcome to our bedroom nook. This is our queen bed that we had previously before we moved into the van, but we took a machete to it and took a few inches off to make it work with the rest of our van layouts. The one thing, if you are going to cut your own bed that you have, make sure it's not fiberglass, because can be pretty dangerous. This is my side of the bed. This is the other nook that I have. We made sure that I could put my favorite tea mug in here or a glass of water at night, and it's nice and big so I can take it in and out. And then we have some bed spray, some other little stuff. And then here's also some books. So I have a little book nook area. And here is my secret, not so secret, jewelry area. And then I have a place for necklaces, and then I put corkboard on the back so I could put in earrings, and then I have things to hang earrings on, and just a little nook down here for bracelets and odds and ends. And then Brian and I both have some reading lights. They're very functional because we have USB outlets on both of them, so we can charge our phones at night. Look like Brian has up here, he's charging something actually on my side of the bed for whatever reason. So we have a charger up there, which is pretty nice. We have a couple big cabinets. So these are definitely bigger than the other ones we have up front. And we have our bags of clothing. These are some compress bags, I think is what they're called. We have a decent amount of room each for our clothing. And then Brian has his up here. The other thing that's over in my nook area is our light switches. So we have 3 different dimmers here that are the same dimmers that we have up front, but this one goes to our shower. Then we have our other one here, which is for these top lights. And then we have this one over here, which is for our underneath our cabinets.
Welcome to my side of the bed. So I have a little nook as well. Definitely not as fancy as Crystal's.
Nope.
So I got this little cup holder. Got it at the Camping World store. It's like $5. Has different widths. I could put bigger cups in there. My thermos, my mug. It works great. Got a nightlight here too. And I also double up this sliding with a place to hang my headphones. And here's my little pocket. It's just a little plastic thing I hung there. And I got my phone charger. And I am one happy camper. A lot of people do different ways with their beds. They kind of go this way or this way. We chose the left and right, side to side version, and recessed the walls in. So he gives you like an extra, probably 2 or 3 inches per side. It's almost extra, almost a half a foot. So I can stretch out. And this is a much cheaper way to do it than some people buy those flare outs. You see, they're kind of like those things that flare out and that pop out on the sides. Those are like thousands of dollars when you can just
make a
nook with the woodwork and frame it out differently. We installed some shelving for our shoes. We ordered these on Etsy.com and they came out great. We got 4 of them. The only thing is that the fabric kept sliding off the rails here. So I actually bought some toy wheels at the hardware store and just screwed them in so it kind of holds them in so they don't slide out. Pretty easy solution for that. Then I added some extra wood on the bottom to make it more firm so they don't sag. These doors have one other function. Here, let me take you up here. We have yet another clothesline. And this goes from one side to the other. And now you could actually hang other things to dry, like towels when we're swimming. So we decided to go with bins instead of like the drawers or those big pull-out things. We just have so many different things going on all the time that our plan keeps changing, I guess. So we gotta be flexible. So we have like 14 different types of bins in here. There's a lot of storage in here.
I would say maybe like 6 or 7.
I think it's 14. You wanna count with me?
Let's do it.
Hey.
We have a pretty decent amount of, we have a lot of stuff.
There's more.
And there's more. So Brian was right. We have exactly 14 boxes. I feel like you had an unfair advantage for this.
Hey. Yeah, so if you're living on the road, you need tools. Power drills, power screwdrivers, battery chargers, drill bits, stuff like that, socket set. I use them a lot, actually. So you open up here, you can see the water heater and the water pump. And then right here is my gravity drain, if I want to drain the tank. Over here, we have our electric setup. We've got a magnetic door here, comes off. Got here our master kill switch, all of our major fuses for our DC 12 volt system. We have 4 150 amp hour AGM batteries from Full River, which gives us an amount of, it totals up to 600 amp hours battery bank we have. And here's our master kill switch. And over here we have our Ames Global LF 2000 watt inverter, sine wave inverter. This thing's great. And in the back here is our laundry chute, at least the back of it, and I'll show you that inside the van in a little bit. Right here is our main fuse panel. I made a back door so we can get back there for all the wiring in case we gotta adjust anything, but usually we don't have to touch that at all. So down below is our main fuse panel and monitor station. All the electrical wiring, everything electrical ends up right down here. Let's take a look inside. So on the top here, this is where our AC breakers are and our DC fuses live. Down here is our monitor for our state of charge, which is lets us know how much power is in our batteries and also how many amp hours we've consumed. Right here is our inverter remote. The inverter is what converts the DC power to AC power. Here is our water gauge for our fresh water, lets us know when we're empty and full. Over here we have tank heaters for our gray tank. We have a gray tank outside. We have an 11-gallon gray tank outside. So those cold nights, we don't want a block of ice down there in that tank, so we turn this on. It keeps it at 60 degrees so it'll never freeze outside. The pipes, however, they are not heated. And that's it for the power station.
You don't want to have to smell your dirty laundry. There's not a whole lot of room, and you don't want it to be a second thought after you built the van. So we created a secret laundry room door area. So it's right behind this bench here. And we use some of that same stuff that we used in the shower, the same paneling. So this is also waterproof and it's easy to wash and clean.
Another item down here is our solar panel breakers. You turn these on and off. If I got to work on the solar charger in the back or any kind of electronics, I can just turn this off knowing that there's not going to be any power coming down the lines. Over here we have our water intake and our shore power hookup. It locks so no one can mess with it. And this connects directly to our water tank. Makes it very easy to fill up your water. Then over here, we have our shore power. So you have 2 different options when you go like an RV park, 15 or 30 amps. A lot of times when I got the table and chair set up, I'm working on my laptop, I like to plug into here. Or if you want like twinkly lights on the awning, you can plug in the lights here. If we're filling up an air tube with our air pump or anything like that, before we go tubing, we can plug it in here. Just a good utility outlet. One of the cool things we got in the van is this Backdoor Ladder by the company called Serco. Bought it online. It's very cheap, affordable, easy to install. It just rests on the top, that's it. And just 2 screws right here. It's 2 screws and it goes in like 5 minutes or less. In addition, I added on some grip tape. A little more safe when climbing up and down because otherwise it'd be pretty slick. Welcome to the roof. Over here we have our roof storage. We have a lot of clothes like winter, all different seasons along with our tables and chairs. and some other recreational things. But this thing is stuffed. I also installed these wooden planks just so I would stop walking on the actual roof because I was doing that for months. And I have 3 solar panels up here. Each panel is 175 watts. Over here we have our Wi-Fi booster. This is our antenna.
This is our Wii Boost, which is a Wi-Fi booster. So this works well for our hotspots, and this can take basically if you have only 1 bar, it'll take it to 2 or even 3 bars. This is definitely a must for van life.
Almost forgot the most important thing that's up here, and that's the awesome roof rack that we bought. Aluminum roof rack, so it's lightweight. The reason why I got this roof rack was because it's a flexible roof rack. You can do a lot of modifications to it. And then we got this sweet awning from Thule. It's a 10 by 10. We got legs that come down, or you can mount the legs to the van. I haven't done that yet, but that's what I want to do ultimately. These little mounts that come right here. Or you can put them here and stake them into the ground. Everything that we're mentioning here as far as like solar panels, everything on the roof, roof rack awnings, all those items will be listed in our comments below. I know we're kind of just blasting through all this pretty quickly, but everything's down below you can look at. There's links to everything.
If you have any friends or family that are building out a van right now, be sure to share this video with them so they can get some tips for their own van build.
If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you get notifications of our weekly video releases.
And if you have any questions about our van build, we'd be happy to answer them. Just leave them in the comments below.
And thanks for stopping by.
We want to say thank you to everyone that's helped us with our build. Without your help, I don't know how we could have done it. So I want to start with my parents. Thank you so much. And thank you to Sydney for also letting us crash at your house and helping with the build.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Connor Sisk. Connor helped me out from the very start, starting with the subfloors, framing.
Yeah.
All the structural integrity of the van is basically Connor. Shout out to my good buddy Matt Lawrence.
A+.
Thanks, bro. Last but not least, Miro.
We salute you.
We salute you.
We would have been in a canoodle without you, Miro. It really took a village to make this van dream a reality. So thank you. Love you all so much.
Love you.